Greetings, my fellow users. Obi-Wan here with another vlog entry, and today I want to talk to you about something that caught my ear while I was fishing through my NPR app on my phone. In this age of Gamergate and this whole, one thing developed to another and game ethics and, the people that are involved, you probably know. I don't have to explain it to you. If not, go research Gamergate and you can see all this stuff that's going on, gaming ethics and equality and all that stuff. So, I listened to a podcast named many actually on NPR, but this one is called Planet Money. And I like it because it's about money. Who doesn't like to, be knowledgeable about money? It's something that's very necessary. So, they had you should listen to it, honestly. Not for kids, obviously, or, probably is even good if you are an adult and want to, give your kids some food for thought, They had a really cool piece that mixed Magic the Gathering with economics and all this stuff. It was great. It was a great episode. I'll put a link in the description. But what today's topic that I want to talk to you guys about is the headline said 12-year-old girl takes on the gaming industry. And what happened is that it's a story that got picked up by the Washington Post and consequently got picked up by NPR Planet Money about this 12-year-old girl that was playing, I guess, mobile games, in particular one called Temple Run, in which that there was no female option as far as to play a playable character. So she's the story goes on that it happened one day that she was playing with her friend in her kitchen or a living room somewhere, and her friend was playing a game, a driving simulator, something like that, and the protagonist, the character, was a guy. And she asked him, well, you can't change the girl? And she's like, no, I can't change the girl, but I can upgrade my car. So she said, oh, why? That sucks, And the same thing was with when she played Temple Run, she could only play as the main character, which I believe is called Guy Dangerous, I believe. And that there was an option to play as a female character, but that she had to either pay $5 or play roughly 8 hours worth of gameplay to earn the in-game currency that would allow her to purchase that female character. So she asked her parents. She had an idea. She's like, I wonder how many games actually give you an option to play a female. Now, I have to say that these are mobile games, and I believe they were free to play. They didn't specify, but I'm assuming they were free to play. And you know how that goes. All these microtransactions built in. So she asked her dad for permission to go out and buy the 50 most popular Temple Run-ish game. I'm not familiar with the game, but apparently it's a game. It's kind of like, you have to avoid obstacles. Kind of reminds me of like Sonic the Hedgehog, and when you have to get the Chaos Emeralds, and you have to like avoid the spheres, or like in, I think it was Sonic 2, there was this run that you would have to move left and right or go up and down and avoid the obstacles, or else you'd lose your rings and not reach the total and not get the Chaos Emerald. Again, yes, I am Sonic the Hedgehog nerd. Okay, so she got the 50 games, and out of the 50 games, I think only like 7 allowed you to pick a female character. So she decided to make like this little, I don't know if it was an essay or a report or something, make a paper basically, an op-ed. And she had wanted to see if maybe the local paper would pick it up, but it eventually got picked up by the Washington Post. Now, everything is fine and dandy with that. But a couple of observations I want to say about the girl. First of all, as you can hear her when she's retelling her story, she would say, "Oh, on this game, I put a a notation to that particular game. Oh, it's only boys. You can't pick any girls. But only boys, not fun. And I'm like, how could a game be determined whether it's fun or not, whether the type of character you're playing? I mean, especially in those mobile games, which really, I don't believe have much of a story to it. It's kind of like, it's just the mechanics really to the game. I don't see it really being driven by the character as much, especially gender wise. So for her to, I mean, I know it's a 12-year-old girl, but for her to say that and not be like, hey, well, I think they could have said something. So you think that because it doesn't, if it was a girl, the game would have been fun. I think there's something that they could have clarified, or poked a little more, than not just go with the story. But yeah, only boy is not fun. I don't think that carries much weight, quite frankly. If the game is fun, it's fun. I think regardless of what character it is. And yeah, another thing is that they're trying to make sense of it, and by making sense of it, they talked, because they're an economy, or they're a money program, economy-wise. They talked to an economist, and I forgot to get his name, but he's from crap. I did not get the name. Basically, the gentleman goes on to explain it's a business strategy. Basically, it's a business strategy that is implemented everywhere. It's called product discrimination, and it's usually not gender oriented. It's more like they gave an example. It's kind of like when you get a discount for being a senior citizen at like McDonald's or the movie theaters. They're discriminating, or they're giving different prices to different people. You could say, oh, young people pay more for the movie ticket, because it's the same seat, basically. You're sitting in the theater, it's the same seat, but this person is getting at a different price. Coffee shops do this too. I think premium price. So it's not so much as like they're discriminating towards certain people. It's just whether they're discriminating. It goes to whether one part of their clientele will pay regular price and the other will pay premium. And the businesses all around do this, and it can be very profitable to them. It's only when things are focused as far now as gender that they are viewed as the other type of discrimination, where it's for race or gender, or the other type. The product discrimination, as they say, is really not. There's nothing evil inherent to it. It's just a differentiation among its customer base. So the guy said, the gentleman, the economist said, well, I guess probably they decided to make it. What the hell is that noise? The gentleman said, oh, well, probably the reason that the game was made a male character was because probably all the people that made the game were men. So they go and they contact the people that made Temple Run, and the people that made Temple Run it's a couple. It's a gentleman and it's a wife and a husband and wife couple, and they make the game. And they spoke to the lady, and the lady's name is Natalie, and she's like, yeah, I made the game. And the reason that they say that they gave the guy they chose with the male lead is because they were looking towards their demographic. Who would this game appeal to? So they said, well, this game's probably going to appeal to men or boys for that factor. Lo and behold, later they find out it really is 60% of their base, or the people that are playing their free game, are women. So they say, okay, this game is free. We need to make money. So how do they make money? They create a female character, and they charge $5 for her. And lo and behold, money starts coming in. So she's like, well, you know what? Natalie goes on, the developer goes on and say, well, you know what? I really never paid attention to that. It just felt like a guy, was the one to go for the game. And she's like, when I was a kid, I never really paid attention to that. She even alludes to saying she's a Mario Kart master. That's her favorite franchise, and that when she was growing up, she would love to play as Wario because Wario was this big dude, and she was a real girl and really skinny and small, and she liked how Wario was tough and strong and bold. So she liked to play that character, and she didn't think it would be an issue for her game to. It never crossed her mind. So that was the case. So that's basically the bottom line. There was a game. The girl complained why you couldn't be a female character because she wanted to feel represented in the game. And I guess playing as a male lead didn't fulfill her needs at that point. So everything is said. Now here comes my point of view. I've already spoken a couple things about what she said. When I play a video game, or when I used to play video games as a kid, I didn't try to find identification with the game I was playing. More or less, the reason that I was playing is because I didn't want to identify with myself. I wanted to be something else. That's why I love playing TMNT and Ninja Turtles, because I was the turtle that did karate and was infused with ooze, or Sonic the Hedgehog because I could, blast through those levels hella fast. I never had the necessity, or anyone around me saying, hey, I don't like this game because it doesn't identify with me. So, it's just, I guess this is just the newer times. Times are changing and people need to be, I play games that they identify with. I guess for me, video games were an escape, were something different, to be what you couldn't be and what you sometimes can't. There goes one great example: Grand Theft Auto. You can't go around shooting people and driving like crazy and doing all the shenanigans that you do in Grand Theft Auto. That's why you play the game, because to me, I think that's what games are for, to an escape, to spark your imagination, be able to do things that you could possibly not humanly or morally do otherwise, or physically for that matter. What was another point I wanted to take? So this whole thing about having female characters is kind of like, if you can't, I believe the solution, or maybe an option to this, would be to, if it possible, offer a female character if it doesn't have anything to do with the story. Kind of like Pokemon. You know how when you play Pokemon, you can pick, or I think now you can. Maybe before you couldn't. I don't remember. When I played Pokemon Yellow, I think you were just a male. I don't think you had an option to be a female. But anyway, it really didn't change the story. You were just a Pokemon master, and this is what you're doing, and your gender really didn't have anything to do with. But it added the option. But I mean, if these game creators feel that their game and the narrative and the whole gameplay and everything has to be through with a certain character or a certain type, it can even be a human form for that matter. If it's a potato or a big fluffy pink ball like Kirby is, it just goes with the game mechanic, and it just goes with that. I can't imagine a kid saying, "Oh, I don't identify with Kirby because he doesn't look like me." Well, he has to be this big old ball that can suck up anything, because if not, then it renders the game useless, basically. So in that aspect, I mean, I don't know, because I guess we need to put a bow on top of Kirby's head, maybe purple bow, a female Kirby. Is that where we're going? I don't know. Then okay, now it's gonna be women, and this is the thing. I have no qualms playing anything. If a game it's a female character, I'm fine. I just never, it never crossed my mind. It honestly never crossed my mind. One of my favorite, and I said this in one of my previous videos, is Metroid. And Metroid is a female character. And I loved it. It fit the narrative. It fit the whole thing, And it was badass. When I play Smash Brothers, I usually like to play as Zero Suit Samus, and it's just fun. It's a different thing, I can play as a female character. That was interesting. But I never said, oh, if it were a guy, it'd be more fun, or why can they make them a guy? It never occurred to me. So I have lost my train of thought. So yeah, the point I wanted to get to is that, okay, we started with women, and then people are gonna say, oh, why can't I play an old man? I want to play as an old man, or I want to play as a little kid. I want to play as a baby, or why isn't there a Hispanic character, or why isn't there a black or Asian, or why isn't there a transsexual character? Do you really have to cater to every single one so nobody makes a fuss? Oh, you're discriminating against me. Why can't just games be games? That's what I say. So, if there is any solution to that, I think maybe what you should do, or maybe what these games should do, maybe is, because these are free to play games, so they need to make their money. So why don't they offer the option of picking a character? They have 10 characters: black, Hispanic, children, old man, pink ball, all sorts, right? And you get to pick one for free, right? And that's your character, and that's who plays in the game, right? And then if you want any other characters, then you have to pay for them. But this is still up to debate with some people. But for me, quite frankly, it doesn't matter what gender, what character, whatever it is. It could be a blob. I remember playing Vector Man, and he's just balls and things. He was Vector Man. So that was the topic for today. I thought it was relevant to the gaming and to this whole, day and age we live in with Gamergate and discrimination and gender equality and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just giving in my 2 cents and about the situation. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If I have any opinions, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comments. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time. End of line.
Secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays kids more worried about